What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? It's Renebean. Welcome to another live episode here where we pick up video games, and by popular demand, you're going to see a few other things that I pick up for resale as well, whether it's to help me build my collection or just make a living on. You're going to get to see it. Last episode's winner is Joshua Teeter. Congratulations, you got $20 store credit to my eBay store. Just hit me up on Instagram to claim that prize. For all you others out there, just be subscribed to the channel. Hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment down below. Guys, I'm super excited about these finds that I got this week. Sit back and relax. Let's shekel up. Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode. As usual, I hope you have found some amazing stuff out there. And if you did, let me know in the comments down below. I like hearing whether it's good or bad. I mean, half the fun of it is the stories associated with these finds out there. But like I always tell you guys, this stuff is being discovered every day. People who say game hunting is dead, these people are out of their minds. So anyways, here we are with the first pickup of the video, and this was at a yard sale. They posted that they had a Nintendo DS. I didn't get there any time earlier. I actually got there like right on time. There hasn't been that many hunters out going to yard sales, which is good for me. I've been able to get a few more scores than usual. So I get there and you see there is a Nintendo DS right here, and what's really nice is it has the Nerf protective cover on it. And what makes that so special is I actually sold one, I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago. Just the cover itself, it's like a big bulky cover that protects the DS. And it had a little bit of damage, the same as this one here that you're going to see. And I think I sold it for like 20 bucks for what it was. So that was a nice plus. Definitely influenced the price that I was willing to pay for this. And what I mean by that is anytime I'm buying anything, if I see a bundle of games, I'm like instantly in my head calculating pricing, like is what's going to be the price that's worth it to me? Is there things that I can keep? Is there money that I can make? And you kind of want to do all that as quick as you can before you even start talking. And this DS, it had a bunch of scratches on the bottom of the screen. It didn't have the protective layer, and it didn't cut on. It did have the charger, probably just needed to be charged. And the games that it had were nothing special. So at $25, it was a little bit much for me. I asked her, I said, hey, would you mind taking $15 for it? She said, not a problem at all. And the reason that I said that is right before I was looking at this, I overheard her tell a lady at the sale, she says, I want all this stuff gone. It's all price to sell. When people say stuff like that, it's almost guaranteed that you can get a really nice deal as long as you ask and you're nice and polite about it. Alright guys, so as I told you in the intro, I am going to show you a few things from my pickups as just random pickups. A lot of people requested to see that. So what I'm picking up here are what's called luggage locators. They're like a little wireless remote. You put one on your luggage and then you have one to keep in your pocket, and whenever you're separated from it or need to find it, you can press a button and, locate it. It'll beep, it'll chime. It makes things a lot easier. But the reason that I pick them up, it's got a lot of good factors going for it that I look for when I pick up anything resale. It was cheap, obviously. Brand new. Anytime you see something brand new, kind of flock towards it. A lot of older stuff is hit or miss, but anything more modern is usually a decent item. And it was very light. It was under a pound. Now I sell many things well over that, but anything under a pound, for a lot of people who already know, it's first class cheap shipping. So that's why I picked them up. The cheapest one that I saw on Amazon was only like $9 or $10 free ship. But with eBay, the cheapest one that I saw was like 15, 16 bucks. So to pick these things up for like less than $2 a piece, maybe like $1.50 each, it's a no-brainer. They may sit for a while, but as we get closer into the holiday season, being in Q4, they're most likely going to move. Now also, you're going to see me pick up these starting lineup action figures right here. They are brand new, sealed. And what was really funny is one of them had a very bad defect. The eyebrows were actually printed on the head. It looked terrible, but being a variant for what it is, it might go for a little bit more. For the standard one that looked just fine, it was going for about $20 free shipping. So to pick all this up for $5 was definitely a decent deal. Now some of you may be asking, why didn't you pick up that turntable? Don't worry, I had my eye on it, but since I'm unfamiliar with a lot of the more modern turntables, I politely said, my wife's looking for one, let me go out to the car and I'll check and see if it's something that she wants, just for the fact that I don't want to pull my phone out and try to look up pricing for what it is. But for the condition that she had it in, like, they were selling for like $40 free shipping. It was not worth it. She had a $35 tag on there. Maybe could have got it for $25, but after fees and shipping, just simply wouldn't be worth it. So here we are at the flea market on Saturday, and this is pretty late in the day. It's like 10:30 in the morning. I didn't expect to find much, but I do get two very nice scores, as you're going to see, this one and another one here later on. I come across this lady. She had the black Xbox 360 with a $100 price tag on it with the terrible dreaded word of firm on there. Nothing I can do about that, but she did say she was selling all the games for $5 a piece, and check this out. Alice right here. I've been looking for this for so long, and believe it or not, it's actually kind of a pricey 360 game. And when I say pricey 360 game, it's like more than $15. I mean, a lot of 360 games don't demand a high value, but that one sort of does, and it's one that I've been looking for quite some time. So I picked it up, as well as the Oblivion Game of the Year edition right here, because I didn't have it. $5 for both. I was able to slip them out of her hands for $7. That was a great deal right there. Sometimes it's okay to hunt for yourself, and this was definitely one of those scenarios. So $7 for both of these games, well worth the price, and I was really glad that I stopped at the flea market, as you're going to see, especially from this next score. So here we are, still again at the flea market, and this was the score. Probably, for a lot of you out there, you'd probably said this is my best score out of the whole week. To me, it's not. A lot of things I wasn't able to film for, just random resale pickup, just because I got to get into the habit of actually clicking the record button. I've been so used to only showing you game finds that you missed out on a lot of things that I was able to pick up, but hopefully it'll be better next week. But this score right here, this was very nice. As you can see, there's just a basic PlayStation 1, some random PS2 games, and there's a Wii here. It is GameCube compatible, which is always nice. Clear sign of that is usually the white cover's usually missing, so luckily I have 2 or 3 replacements, because I always run into that situation, especially with defective Wiis. I always recycle the parts on them, pull off the door flaps, and keep them for situations like this, assuming that thing is going to work. Now, one thing that you should really do to get into the habit of, and I kind of hinted at this earlier, and that's analyze the situation here. And as I pull up to any lot, I'm looking for what's going to be worth it. What can I pay for this lot? What would I be willing to pay for it? So I asked her, how much did you want for this? Kind of give her an idea, because I kind of already assumed the pricing of what I would be willing to pay. And then that's when I kind of started discovering things that just made it a little bit better. See, she asked originally $10 for the PlayStation 1 with all those games up there, which is great. I mean, that's not a bad deal. No high-end games, maybe like Blood Rain, probably the most expensive one. But check this out. You got the Wii Motion Plus controller right here. That's a quick $15 free ship. But what really made this special, and I guarantee that some of the games were picked out of this, but they forgot this Coraline right here. This is like an easy $20 game. It's one that I've been missing. I've been looking for my collection for quite some time. And it's just such an overlooked game. I would not doubt that there was like some Super Mario Galaxies in here or something. They like maybe they offered her like $2 for it. But in the end, I got both of these tubs, the Wii and the PlayStation bundle right there, all for $20. She was more than happy with that. And so was I. So I slipped her the dub, and I picked these totes up and headed back to the car after finishing walking the rest of the flea market. But always check, no matter how late in the day it is, you're bound to find something sometimes. So here we are with another non-gaming pickup, and I don't want to overwhelm you guys, especially as it kind of transitions into that. Maybe, I don't know how this is going to work. I'm sure I'm going to piss off some people who just want to see the gaming pickups, but as I am a full-time reseller, it just makes sense to show you a lot of this other stuff. Plus, you guys get to learn a little bit something you may not even know about when it comes to you yard selling, things that could help you make a little bit extra money or just beef up your collection. It doesn't matter. So here we are at this yard sale, and you see I got these 2 antique cameras. They're Brownie brand. One of them has the actual light flash plate on there, which is very cool. You don't see that too often. And I've always had really good luck when it comes to older antique cameras. If I can get them for cheap, which I usually do. By cheap, I just mean, $5 or under. That means it's not much of a risk for me. I always pick them up. These 2 right here, after checking the prices on there, I'm going to put them together as a lot since they are both the same brand. And I don't think I'll have any problem at all getting $50 for them. I offered her $7 for the pair, and she said $8. She was firm about that, but I said, well, how about you throw in this ET trading card game? and then we got a deal for $8. This thing was brand new. I could probably get $10, maybe $12 for it, so it wasn't a bad pickup at all for this one. And a little bit of helpful advice, if you ever do come across some antique, cameras and you're wanting to list them, if they happen to have, any old film left over inside of them, use that in your listing. Say there's some mystery film in there, could have some amazing photos, they could be blank, it could be unsalvageable, but believe it or not, that will help sell the listing. I've used it many times when I've sold cameras before if they had film, and it always helps. So here we are at the Goodwill that's really close to the flea market that I go to. I always make it a point to stop here because it's on the way back home, and it's obviously, if you see a thrift store, what's stopping you from going in there and checking, whether it's the shelves, the shirts, the games? The time that you don't go is the time that you miss something. So as long as I have that mentality in my mind, I usually have the get factor to want to stop and check it out. Here, the games, they were beat up, man. Every game was scratched all it can be. They were either stolen, they were just in terrible shape. Nothing that I wanted to pick up. They probably were already picked through to begin with, or they were games that I did not need for my collection. But again, be vigilant, be very, very hopeful, and you're going to find something, guys. I can't stress that enough. And don't lose that want to actually stop at these places. You don't go for so long and you go back and there's still nothing. But like I said, the time that you don't go is the time that you miss something. I'm glad I stopped this time because check this out. I come across these Super Mario Show DVDs right here. This one was slightly scratched up. And, oh man, I don't even know what I'm telling myself. It was majorly scratched up. Luckily, I already had that one. But these two, I didn't have. And anytime I can find anything video game related DVD-wise, or there's the Zelda collection, the Mario, the Sonics, I pick them up. I collect those as well, and they were only $1.50 a piece for these. What was really surprising is they did not have a price tag on there, but this Goodwill has a base price for everything, which is amazing. A lot of Goodwills don't do that, and I was very grateful that they did for this one. So for $3 to pick these two movies up to add to my collection, that was definitely a good deal for me. Alright guys, so here's going to be a tip for a lot of you out there who are shy, who are reluctant. They don't have great communication skills. They don't know how to start a conversation and do what, majority of every person in this world does when they don't know what the hell to say, and talk about the weather. The first thing, luckily here in the South, it's hot as hell, and this is late in the day. It's like 11:30, 12 o'clock. I come up, she says, "How are you?" And I say, "Well, I'm hot as hell. I'm burning up." And she says, "Me too." And then we're just joking and laughing. My foot's in the door to talk to her and be polite, be friendly. And next thing you know, I'm asking about games. Happen to have any, old school Nintendo, Sega, whatnot. She says, "I'm not sure. Maybe my son does. I'll go in there and check with him." She probably wouldn't have had I came off and been quiet, been very, recluse about it. But she did it for me, which was very nice. So if you are hesitant on talking to people, talk about the weather. You'd be surprised, the conversation that leads into. Now, I don't really have that problem. I'm a very, outspoken person. When I meet people, I don't mind having a conversation. But as I said before, I'm in the South, so that's usually the first thing people talk about here. It's either, raining, snowing, blowing, or burning. It doesn't matter. So as I said before, I found that copy of Minecraft right here, which ballpark figure, maybe $10 or $12. That the price has kind of went down on there, free shipping on that one. But I pick it up for $1. There's not much profit there, but this is a very quick moving item, and the key factor is there is profit there. So while I may not make a lot, I'm making something. I'm making it quick. She goes inside, she asks her son if he had anything else, and since it was her son, I can, kind of gauge her age, maybe 30 to 40. It's going to be a young kid, that's when I'm labeling off things, any DS, Pokemon stuff, things that he would probably have, even Wii, GameCube, if I started, saying NES, Nintendo, which of course I did, early on, and especially with a kid, you're probably not going to get any luck, so kind of gauge around the age of the people that you're dealing with. But never forget, anyone can have games. Always ask. So here I am at a Goodwill, and I'm using my phone to record. Some of you, longtime viewers will probably recognize that because I never do a good job filming with my hand. Kudos to other game hunters who just use their phone, and they can do a lot better than I can. But I can't. I like to open up the cases and, not look crazy at the same time. Plus, I'm not willing to drop this phone. Phones nowadays are stupidly expensive. But anyways, you see I come across some PlayStation 2 games and some very nice titles at that. One of the most notable ones right here is going to be this Turtles 2. and a copy of Shadow of the Colossus, which if you have not played, guys, if you went this long game hunting, you've not played that game, pick it up and try it out, especially now because it's very cheap, as I unfortunately found out. I can remember selling this game when it was, $20 or plus for complete unbox, and now the game has dropped dramatically in price. It's probably worth $12, $13 complete. And I'm saying that with a little bit of disconcern just for the fact that I had to pay $5 a piece for these games. There's not much room for profit on that. There's going to be a little bit, but a lesson learned. I shouldn't have assumed that the prices were still there. I just thought that game was going to hold its price. It probably went down due to the, the HD remakes, but so be it. But I also come across this Final Fantasy 12 Collector's Edition in the Steelbook. That's going into my collection, and I couldn't be more happy about it. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for this episode. If you don't mind seeing the other stuff that I pick up, let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure I'm going to hear people that say they hate it. But anyways, guys, I hope you all take care and enjoy the rest of your day.